Seniors, 4 milks you should never drink. In 4 milks you must choose instead, a journey to better health through your morning glass. Introduction. I remember the morning ritual at my grandmother Martin's house. She'd wake up at 6 a.m. sharp, shuffling to the kitchen in her worn slippers, and pour herself a tall glass of cold whole milk. It builds strong bones, as she'd tell me with absolute conviction. For 83 years, she believed this was keeping her healthy, until the day her doctor sat her down with surprising news. Did you know that the milk you've been drinking all these years might actually be harming your health? Especially now that you're over 65? I didn't, and neither did Martin. Some types of milk that we've trusted for decades could be silent threats to your heart, your bones, and even your mind. When Martin learned this, everything changed. Her morning ritual wasn't just about taste anymore. It became about her future, her independence, and her quality of life. Today I want to share what she discovered, because it might just change your life too. I'm going to walk you through Martin's journey, how she discovered which milks were secretly harming her health, and which alternatives actually helped her feel better than she had in years. Something as simple as changing what you pour on your morning cereal could impact your cardiovascular health, mental sharpness, and digestive comfort. Let me show you what Martin discovered on her path to better health. Whole milk, the silent heartbreaker. Martin grew up on a farm in Wisconsin where the day began and ended with whole milk. It was like drinking liquid comfort, she told me. That creamy taste brought back memories of her mother's kitchen, of childhood summers, of simpler times. But at 83, Martin started noticing changes. Walking up the driveway to get her mail left her winded. Gardening, once her joy, now exhausted her after just 30 minutes. And those stairs to her bedroom, they became her daily Everest. I thought it was just age catching up with me, she confessed one afternoon, her hands trembling slightly as she set down her glass of milk. When her doctor found her cholesterol levels concerning, he asked about her diet. Her daily glasses of whole milk raised immediate red flags. Martin, he explained gently, whole milk is packed with saturated fat, over 4.5 grams in just 1 cup. For someone your age, that's putting your heart under strain every single day. The science was clear. Saturated fats increase LDL, the bad cholesterol, which can lead to artery blockage. For seniors like Martin, this danger is amplified because our metabolism slows down, and our arteries lose their natural flexibility with age. Those moments of fatigue, the breathlessness, that mild discomfort in your chest, her doctor asked, these could all be signs your heart is struggling, and that innocent glass of milk might be contributing to the problem. Martin couldn't believe something she'd trusted her entire life could betray her this way. The quiet accumulation of these issues had gone unnoticed until they couldn't be ignored any longer. It's not just about living longer, Martin told me later. It's about living better. What good are more years if I can't climb my own stairs or tend my garden? That was the first milk Martin crossed off her list. A lifetime habit changed with one conversation because she wanted her remaining years to be vibrant, not just numerous. Sweetened condensed milk, the sugar trap. After eliminating whole milk, Martin still indulged in one guilty pleasure, her afternoon tea with a generous spoonful of sweetened condensed milk. Just a little sweetness to brighten my day, she'd say with a wink. Martin's friend Eleanor had been doing the same for decades. At 79, Eleanor was sharp as a tack, until she wasn't. The decline started subtly, forgetting where she placed her glasses, missing appointments, repeating the same stories within minutes. Within 2 years, Eleanor needed full-time care, her bright mind dimmed by what doctors diagnosed as dementia. During one of Martin's checkups, her doctor noticed her blood sugar levels creeping upward. Tell me about your sweet treats, he prompted. When Martin mentioned her daily sweetened condensed milk, her doctor's expression grew serious. Each tablespoon contains about 10 grams of added sugar, he explained, and the research is becoming quite clear. There's a strong connection between high sugar consumption and cognitive decline. Some scientists are now referring to Alzheimer's as type 3 diabetes because of the damaging effects sugar has on the brain. Martin thought immediately of Eleanor. Could something as innocent as sweetened condensed milk have contributed to her friend's decline? The worst part, her doctor continued, is that the effects aren't immediate. The damage accumulates silently over time. Mental fog, memory issues, confusion, until one day you realize how much you've lost. That evening, Martin sat at her kitchen table, staring at the can of sweetened condensed milk. She thought about Eleanor, once a competitive bridge player, now unable to recognize her own grandchildren. "I want to remember my grandchildren's faces," Martin whispered to herself. "I want to know their names and the sound of their laughter." She threw the can away that night. "Some sacrifices are easy," Martin told me later, "when you understand what's at stake. My memories are too precious to lose for a moment of sweetness." Rice milk, the weakest link. With whole milk and sweetened condensed milk eliminated, Martin turned to what she believed was a healthier alternative: rice milk. It seemed like the perfect solution. Plant-based, gentle on her stomach, and it didn't raise her cholesterol. Martin's neighbor Richard had made the same switch after being diagnosed with lactose intolerance. At 75, Richard had always been strong, a former construction worker who prided himself on his independence. But Martin noticed him becoming frail. One day, she found him sitting on his front steps, unable to get up after a minor fall. "I just don't have the strength anymore," he admitted, frustration evident in his voice. During Martin's next nutritional consultation, she proudly mentioned her switch to rice milk. Her nutritionist's face fell. "Martin, I appreciate you making changes," she said carefully, "but rice milk might not be the best choice for you at this stage of life." She explained that rice milk was essentially rice and water, extremely low in protein, which seniors need more of, not less. Without adequate protein, muscle mass diminishes, leading to weakness and a greater risk of dangerous falls. "But there's something even more concerning," her nutritionist continued. "Rice milk contains inorganic arsenic, a toxin that accumulates in your body over time. It can damage your kidneys and even increase your risk of certain cancers." Martin thought about Richard, wondering if his rice milk choice had contributed to his declining strength. "And one more thing," the nutritionist added, "rice milk has a high glycemic index which can cause blood sugar spikes, putting you back at risk for the very problems you were trying to avoid by giving up sweetened condensed milk." That evening, Martin called Richard and shared what she'd learned. They both felt deceived by what had seemed like a healthy choice. "I've lived through enough to know appearances can be deceiving," Richard sighed, "but I never thought my milk could make me weak." Martin crossed rice milk off her list, determined to find a truly healthy alternative. Her journey was becoming more complex, but her resolve was growing stronger. Flavored and sweetened plant milks. The hidden sugars. After the rice milk revelation, Martin became more cautious. She turned to the growing variety of plant-based milks at her local grocery store, drawn to their colorful packaging and promises of health benefits. Martin's sister-in-law, Judy, had been drinking chocolate almond milk for years, convinced it was a healthy indulgence. "It's plant-based," she'd insist, "and it's better than drinking soda." But at 72, Judy struggled with persistent inflammation, mysterious bloating, and fatigue that left her canceling plans with her grandchildren. Her once active life had shrunk to the confines of her home, her comfortable chair, and her television. One morning, while browsing the milk alternatives, Martin ran into her doctor, who noticed the vanilla oat milk in her cart. "Careful with that one," he warned, picking up the carton and pointing to the nutrition label. "Many of these flavored options contain as much sugar as a dessert." He explained that despite the healthy-sounding name, flavored plant milks often contained added sugars that could cause the same issues as Martin's beloved sweetened condensed milk: blood sugar spikes, inflammation, and potential cognitive decline. "But it says plant-based and natural right on the label," Martin protested. "Marketing can be misleading," her doctor replied gently. "The key is to always check the ingredients and nutrition facts. Your body processes sugar the same way, regardless of what pretty package it comes in." Martin thought of Judy, confined to her home with unexplained inflammation and fatigue. Could her healthy chocolate almond milk be contributing to her problems? That evening, Martin called Judy and suggested they both check the sugar content in their plant milks. Judy's chocolate almond milk contained 17 grams of added sugar per cup, more than 4 teaspoons. "I've been drinking this thinking it was healthy," Judy said, her voice tight with emotion. "All this time, I could have been making myself worse instead of better." Martin crossed flavored plant milks off her list too. realizing that plant-based wasn't automatically synonymous with healthy. It feels like everything I thought I knew about nutrition is wrong, Martin admitted to me. But I'd rather know the truth now than continue making choices that harm me. Transition to healthier milk choices. After eliminating 4 types of milk from her life, Martin felt frustrated and confused. "What's left for me to drink?" she asked during her next appointment. "Water for the rest of my life?" Her nutritionist smiled reassuringly. "Actually, Martin, now comes the good part. Let's talk about the milks you should be drinking. Options that not only taste good but provide your body with the nutrients it needs to thrive as you age." Martin leaned forward, eager to hear something positive after all the don'ts she'd encountered. "There are wonderful alternatives that can actually support your heart health, strengthen your bones, protect your brain, and even improve your energy levels," the nutritionist explained. "Making the right choices now could help you maintain your independence and quality of life for many more years." As Martin listened, she felt hope replacing her frustration. This wasn't about deprivation. It was about making informed choices that could enhance her life, not diminish it. "I'm ready," Martin said. "Tell me what I should be choosing instead." What follows changed not only Martin's morning ritual, but transformed her health in ways she never expected. These weren't just alternatives. They became powerful allies in her journey toward health and vitality in her golden years. Fermented soy milk. The muscle and mind protector. The first alternative Martin's nutritionist recommended surprised her. Fermented soy milk. "Isn't soy controversial?" Martin asked, remembering articles she'd read warning against it. Traditional fermented soy products have been consumed for thousands of years in Asian countries where people tend to live longer, healthier lives, her nutritionist explained. The fermentation process transforms soy into something quite remarkable for seniors. Martin was skeptical but agreed to try it. She found a brand of fermented soy milk at her local health food store and brought it home. Martin's friend George, a former college professor still teaching part-time at 81, had been drinking fermented soy milk for years after living in Japan. Unlike many of their friends, George still had a sharp mind, strong bones, and maintained his independence. "The secret is in the nutrition profile," Martin's nutritionist had explained. "Fermented soy milk provides complete protein, essential for maintaining muscle mass and strength as we age. It also contains compounds called isoflavones that help protect both your bones and your brain." After 3 months of drinking fermented soy milk regularly, Martin noticed changes. The garden that had once exhausted her now became manageable again. She could work for longer periods without needing to rest, and the stairs? They no longer seemed like such a formidable challenge. "It's the protein," her doctor confirmed during her checkup. "You're maintaining more muscle mass, which is giving you more strength and energy." But even more surprising to Martin was the improvement in her memory. She found herself recalling names more easily and feeling mentally sharper during her weekly bridge games. The fermentation process makes the nutrients in soy more bioavailable, her nutritionist explained. Your body can absorb and use them more efficiently. Plus, those isoflavones I mentioned, they may help maintain cognitive function as we age. Martin thought of George, still teaching college students at 81, his mind as nimble as ever. "I never thought what I drank could make such a difference," Martin told me. "It's not just about avoiding the bad stuff. It's about embracing what truly nourishes you." For Martin, fermented soy milk became more than a beverage. It became a tool for preserving her independence and vitality. Unsweetened almond milk, the heart helper. While Martin embraced fermented soy milk, she also wanted variety in her diet. Her nutritionist suggested unsweetened almond milk as another excellent option. "Look for one without added sugars or thickeners," she advised. "The simpler the ingredient list, the better." Martin found a brand with just almonds, water, and a touch of sea salt. The taste was lighter than she was used to, but she quickly came to appreciate its subtle nuttiness. Martin's cousin Henry had switched to unsweetened almond milk years ago, after his first heart attack at 70. Now 78, Henry had surprised his doctors with his cardiovascular improvements. His cholesterol levels had stabilized, and his last stress test showed remarkable results for someone his age. Almond milk is naturally free of cholesterol and saturated fat, Martin's cardiologist explained during her next checkup. But its benefits go beyond what it doesn't have. It's rich in vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that supports brain health and contains heart-healthy monounsaturated fats similar to those found in olive oil. After incorporating unsweetened almond milk into her routine, Martin noticed that the mild indigestion she'd experienced for years had disappeared. Foods that once caused discomfort now digested easily. Almond milk is very gentle on the digestive system, her nutritionist confirmed. Many seniors find it soothing, especially if they've developed sensitivities to other foods over time. Martin began using it in her morning oatmeal and afternoon tea. She appreciated its light quality and how it left her feeling satisfied without the heaviness she'd experienced with whole milk. "I feel lighter," she told Henry during their weekly phone call. "Not just physically, mentally too. It's like a fog has lifted." Henry laughed in recognition. "I felt the same way when I made the switch. The doctors talk about cholesterol numbers, but they don't always mention how much better you'll feel day to day." For Martin, unsweetened almond milk became her go-to for lighter meals and beverages, a heart-healthy choice that supported her overall well-being without compromise. It's not about giving up comfort, she realized. It's about finding new comforts that love you back. Calcium fortified oat milk, the bone strengthener. Martin's journey continued with one more important addition: calcium fortified oat milk. "But what about my bones?" Martin had asked her doctor after eliminating dairy. "I've always been told milk is essential for preventing osteoporosis." This concern led her to calcium fortified oat milk, which her nutritionist highly recommended for seniors concerned about bone health. Martin's friend Barbara had been drinking oat milk for years after being diagnosed with osteopenia, the precursor to osteoporosis, at 65. Now 77, Barbara's bone density had stabilized, something her doctors had considered unlikely without medication. "Many oat milks are fortified with as much calcium as dairy milk," Martin's nutritionist explained, "but they offer additional benefits that make them particularly suitable for seniors." What intrigued Martin most was learning about beta-glucan, a special type of fiber found in oats that has been shown to help lower cholesterol levels naturally. "It's like getting a heart health bonus along with your bone support," her doctor explained. After adding calcium-fortified oat milk to her routine, Martin noticed improvements in her digestion. The mild constipation she'd experienced for years and had simply accepted as part of aging gradually resolved. The fiber in oat milk supports healthy digestion, her nutritionist confirmed. Many seniors find it helps regulate their systems naturally. Martin began using oat milk in her cooking, in creamy soups, mashed potatoes, and baking. Its naturally sweet, creamy texture made it perfect for these applications. During her annual bone density scan, Martin's doctor was pleasantly surprised. "Your numbers have improved," he told her. "That's unusual at your age without medication." Martin thought of Barbara, whose bone health had stabilized against the odds. "I wish I'd known about these alternatives sooner," Martin told me. "I spent decades worrying about my bones while drinking milk that wasn't actually helping me, and might have been harming me in other ways." For Martin, calcium-fortified oat milk became a staple in her kitchen, supporting her bones while providing additional benefits she hadn't expected. It's not just about calcium, she realized. It's about nourishing your entire body in the right way. Today at 87, Martin's morning ritual looks different. She still wakes at 6 a.m., still shuffles to the kitchen in those worn slippers. But now she rotates between 3 kinds of milk: fermented soy milk with her breakfast for protein and brain health, unsweetened almond milk in her afternoon tea for heart health, and calcium-fortified oat milk for her evening recipes to support her bones. Her garden flourishes under her care. Her bridge group marvels at her sharp memory and those stairs. She climbs them without a second thought. Small changes, big results, Martin says whenever someone compliments her energy or asks her secret. "I just learned which milks to avoid and which ones to embrace." Martin's story isn't unique. Across the country, seniors are discovering that something as simple as changing their milk can transform their health and quality of life. Her friend Richard has regained strength after switching to protein-rich fermented soy milk. Judy's mysterious inflammation disappeared after eliminating sweetened plant milks. Barbara's bones remain strong without medication, and George still teaches, his mind as sharp as ever. The choices you make today affect not just your tomorrow, but all your tomorrows. If you're over 65, consider following Martin's example. Avoid whole milk, sweetened condensed milk, rice milk, and flavored plant milks. Choose fermented soy milk, unsweetened almond milk, and calcium-fortified oat milk instead. These simple changes could help you maintain your independence, protect your heart and mind, strengthen your bones, and improve your overall quality of life. As Martin told her grandchildren during their last visit, getting older is inevitable, but feeling older is optional. The right choices make all the difference. Make those choices for yourself today. Your future self will thank you. If this story resonated with you, please share it with someone you care about. Too many seniors continue drinking milks that silently harm their health simply because no one has shared this information with them. Together we can help more people enjoy healthier, more vibrant golden years.